So if the body will come to order, I will call the public hearing of the Mayor and Council of the City of Snellville for October 23rd to order. The first order of business tonight is an invocation by Tanisha Estrada. If you would come forward and lead us in prayer.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Tanisha Estrada, and I'm the founder and CEO of Girls Breaking Chains, Inc., and we're located in Tequila. We're a mentoring organization for girls that have a parent that's incarcerated. So, thank you for having me today, and thank you, Ms. Lange. Are we ready to pray? Father, in the name of Jesus, we just thank you, Father, for all of us being able to gather tonight, Lord. I ask that you just bless this meeting, Lord. Let everyone be on one accord. Lord, I pray that everyone that's on the council, from the mayor to every member, Lord, that they will govern this city with you leading and guiding. Lord, I pray for unity, togetherness, and from everyone here tonight. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you very much. Next order of business will be the pledge to the flag, and I believe our esteemed member, David Emanuel, will lead us.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Next order of business tonight is a ceremonial matter. We have the administration of the oath of office to Dale Stanley, who is going to be joining our Parks and Rec Board on post 1. So, Mr. Stanley, if you'll come forward, I will administer the oath of office. All right, the next item on our agenda is the approval of the minutes for the October 9th, 2023 regularly held meeting. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes of the October 9th, 2023 meetings.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Having a motion and a second, everyone in favor of approval of the minutes, please raise a hand. That's 5 in favor, none opposing. Guess I don't have to turn that off. Next item on our agenda falls under invited guests, is Principal Rodney Jordan of, yes, he's here. The man is here. Please come forward and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your whatever you want to.
Good evening. First of all, thank you for having me. Again, my name is Rodney Jordan. I'm the new principal at South Gwinnett High School. I cannot overstate how ecstatic I am to be the principal at South Gwinnett High School. I was coming to the point in my career where I was looking for an opportunity to be what I call a community principal, meaning that I wanted to lead a school in the community that I actually wanted to be a part of. And so I believe that opportunity was provided in me coming to South Gwinnett. I am looking to move directly into the city. You know, hopefully these interest rates come down soon. But it's a pleasure to be here again, and we're focusing on providing students at South Gwinnett High School a top-tier education, where we focus on education, opportunity, and access. So awesome to have 2 city council members as part of our team. In this very short amount of time, we've been able to do some phenomenal things, and so over at South Gwinnett, teamwork is definitely making the dream work, and we want to definitely leverage the opportunity to have access to the city of Snellville, where we can have a relationship with reciprocity. You know, I don't like to lead schools where, you know, the hand is always out asking what can the community do for the school, but we want to ask the community, what can the school do for you? So again, thank you for having me so much, and I'm so proud to be a South Gwinnett Comet. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we can already tell a change. We have had so many volunteers come out from the school at all of our events since you've taken over, and it's been a great breath of fresh air. We really appreciate your hard work, and we pray for you every day. Next item on the agenda actually has a surprise with it. We have an invited guest, Mr. Nick Messino, who happens to be the head of the Gwinnett County Chamber of Commerce. He's been with the Chamber for the last 17 years, and Nick, if you'll come forward, I'll start on.
I don't like surprises.
Well, the city of Snellville has a proclamation 2023-17, Gwinnett Chamber of Commerce Commendation. Whereas the Gwinnett Chamber of Commerce was established in 1947, and since its creation, the Gwinnett Chamber has provided a unified voice for the business community in Gwinnett County, and whereas the Gwinnett County Chamber of Commerce works tirelessly every day to support, retain, and expand the business community in Gwinnett, and is continuing to thrive under the leadership of Nick Messino, and whereas Partnership Gwinnett was created by the Chamber to focus on economic development and quality industrial and business recruitment through marketing of our county's many assets and advantages, and whereas the City of Snellville is a proud member of the Gwinnett Chamber of Commerce and Partnership Gwinnett, working together to create new jobs, attract private sector investment, and celebrate our business community and improve the quality of life of our citizens. And whereas in August 2023, the Chamber of Commerce, the Gwinnett Chamber of Commerce, was awarded the highly competitive and respected Chamber of the Year designation by the Association of Chamber of Commerce Executives, prompting Governor Brian Kemp to state, the Gwinnett Chamber plays a key role in keeping Georgia the #1 state in the country for doing business, and whereas the Gwinnett Chamber of Commerce staff and board is so very deserving of such high honor, therefore, Barbara Bender, the mayor of the city of Snellville, Georgia, where everybody is proud to be somebody, do hereby join with City Council as we congratulate the Gwinnett Chamber of Commerce on its recent national recognition and extend our heartfelt thanks to the President and CEO, Nick Messino, and the entire Chamber team for their leadership and partnership with the City of Snellville, proclaimed this 23rd day of October 2023. And I'm going to let you speak before we take pictures and I hand this to you, because I don't want you to bend it all up, because it's pretty right now.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Todd. Thank you so much. Mayor and council, thank you so much. Well, the mayor's not here, but I just texted her and I hope she's feeling better. But I do want to say thank you so much. Snellville, I think many of you know, was my first Georgia home. My parents lived here for 13 years. My sister lived in the city limits for over 20 years. My nephew and niece did K through 12 at Brookwood. And as a high schooler, when I came down to visit my sister over Thanksgiving, and I was a high school wrestler, I went over and wrestled with the Brookwood team to stay in shape. So this was my formative years here in Brookwood, and it was a great experience. I remember specifically coming home to visit my parents, and I think it was like 7 a.m. on the weekends when the lights switched on the reversible lanes, and I was driving down the turn lane at 7 in the morning going to my parents' house, so thank God those are gone. It's really impressive. I literally bought my first suit for interviewing for a job just out of college at the Gentry shop around the corner, and it's just amazing what's happened. My wife and I were here joining in the celebration of the 100-year anniversary, and the cake was delicious, by the way. But we went over to the Grove, and it really is impressive with the combination of the multifamily. I'm really excited about the future restaurants that are going to be on the other side, but Thrive in the library, just super, super cool. I know it's a, what do they say, Butch, a 20-year overnight success story. David, you all have been working on this for decades, and it's really great to see it come to fruition. I remember having dinner with Barbara and some other folks at an Italian restaurant over by where the Walmart used to be, maybe 15 years ago, strategizing about the town center, and I had some experience in Swanee, and it was first of all, it was an honor to come over and chat about my experience, and it's really awesome to see what's come to fruition. The sad thing is my dad used to go to this barber around the corner. They're not there anymore, so he would drive from Monroe for 20 years to come get his haircut. But it's just really impressive, and you all should be really proud of yourselves, so congratulations. On behalf of the chamber and our board, thank you so much for the proclamation. It's a really nice surprise. It's very kind of all of you to think of us. We're really proud to receive the award. We're proud for the reasons behind it, and it was really two key factors. One is our obvious change both internally and externally with our members in regards to being more reflective of our incredibly diverse community. And I've been involved with the chamber before. I've been there for 17 years, but I was a member. I was a past board member representing the municipal association. So in 2003, I was on the board, and where Gwinnett had changed and become beautifully diverse, the chamber didn't reflect that. And so I had a lot of work to do and make up for the time where we hadn't been moving in that direction. So we've done that. It is a never-ending process, but we're really, really committed to it and really proud of the efforts that we made. The other second thing is young professionals. Which if you're a Gen Z or even a millennial, there's no work with diversity. They are inclusive. They are a diverse group of young people, and we didn't have our focus on it as a Chamber of Commerce. And we started a young professional group probably about 6 years ago, and really activated it and doubled. We actually are the only chamber in the United States, as far as we can find, that has 2 full-time people every day focused on young professionals. And that's really an amazing group of people. And if we're not relevant to Gen Zs and millennials, we don't have a very bright future in the chamber world. So we're really excited about the changes that we've made there. And then I'll just mention a third thing is we're doing a historic renovation. And you all know about renovations and reinventing yourself. And I would say the chamber was awesome when I went to go work there in 2007. It seemed to reflect me, it reflected the community, but it stayed stagnant and it was just a need for change. So it's a much more brighter, more open, and collaborative experience, and we hope to be back in our building the first week in January, and all of you are invited to come out and experience it with us. But thank you so much.
Okay, now if my fellow council members will join me to present this and have our picture made, and maybe we can get Principal Jordan to come up too.
That'd be awesome.
That was a great speech.
I think it'd be great if you're in front of this monstrous podium that's in every picture we ever take.
Doesn't it roll?
No.
No? Okay. All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. You here, because I'm going to hand this to you.
Okay.
Principal Jordan, make sure you're in here too.
Step right up to the bench.
Yes, sir.
Don't be shy.
Lean against it.
All right, folks, this way. 1, 2, 3. One more. Thank you.
And don't worry, he's really good about making you look svelte.
Oh, good. I don't. Speak for yourself, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks, David. Thanks. Bye, Gretchen. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you for bearing with us for a little bit of fun and levity there. Our next invited guest is Tanisha Estrada, the founder of and CEO of Girls Breaking Chains Incorporated. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you all so much for having me. Thank you, Councilmember Solange as well. My name again is Tanisha Estrada, and I'm so thankful that y'all allowed me to come here. I just want to share a little bit about our mission. Girls Breaking Chains, it's a nonprofit dedicated to supporting young girls ages 10 to 17 with a parent that's incarcerated. The organization was birthed out of me visiting my dad for 25 years of my life. Unfortunately, 9 years ago, he was executed for his crime. This is more than just an organization. This is ministry to me. We believe that every girl has the potential to be who God has called her to be. And unfortunately, a lot of times, shame, abandonment issues, as well as low self-esteem get in the way of young girls accomplishing that dream. And I wanted to just come today and just share our mission. We are out of Decula, but Gwinnett County as a whole, we're extending our mentorship program. And so I just wanted to let the community know in every city that we are available, again, girls ages 10 to 17, to provide them with the mentorship as well as support groups and scholarships for them. So we are fairly young, so we do need the support of the community. Even if you can mentor or provide resources, give to our cause, that would be great as well. So thank you again for having me, and I pray that you would share the information with the community.
Thank you so much. We have no committee or department reports, so the next item on our agenda is the approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve today's agenda of October 23rd, 2023.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you very much. All in favor? 5 in favor? Yeah, they don't let me play with the big microphone usually. Next on our agenda, having no public hearing, nothing on the consent agenda or old business. Under new business, item A, we have consideration and action on award of bid for repair of stormwater drainage systems, PW 230823. Mr. Sanders, do you have a update on that?
We received 5 very strong bids on our annual stormwater repair bid this year, and we are, after review by Public Works and other members of the city staff, we're recommending the award of the bid to Civil Construction and Utilities at a price of $1,239,414.50. Don't forget the 50 cents. And they are a fairly new company, but they are made up of people with a lot of experience in that area that we've worked with before, so we feel very good about them and their bid.
Are there any questions of Mr. Sanders about the contract before taking a motion? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to award the bid for repair of stormwater drainage systems to Civil Construction and Utilities, LLC, in the amount of $1,239,414.50.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Having a motion and a second, everyone who is in favor, please raise a hand. That's 5 in approval and none opposed. The next item on our agenda is item B, consideration and action on surplus of city vehicles and equipment. Once again, Mr. Sanders, do you have any?
These are 4 vehicles that the chief and his staff have identified as needing more work than they're worth, and we are ready to surplus those and put those on Gov Deals and see how much money we can make for them. I'd recommend your approval of that.
Any questions of Mr. Sanders about the surplusing of the vehicles? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the surplus of city police vehicles to Gov Deals as represented by Mr. Sanders.
Having a motion, may I have a second?
Second.
Having a motion and a second, all in favor, please raise a hand. That's 5 in approval and none opposed. And that moves us to council reports. And following tradition, Ms. Destang, if you would go first.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I just wish my principal was still here. I had a little message for him, but it's okay. I'm still going to say it, so hopefully the cameras are catching it, and I will share it with him tomorrow via email in our school. First of all, I wanted to thank him for being here tonight. He's a wonderful, a breath of fresh air at our school, South Gwinnett High School. I have had the pleasure of working with him these past 2.5 months, and I'm extremely, when I tell you extremely impressed by his dedication to our students, staff, and community. Under his leadership, excuse me, our school has made significant progress in all areas, but especially in our school's culture, which is more positive and welcoming. He has created a culture of learning and growth, and he has provided us with the resources and support that we need to be the best educators possible. So I really wanted to thank him for all that he has done for our school and will continue to do. He's a true leader, and I'm grateful to have him as our principal at South Gwinnett High School. And if he was here, I would have, again, welcomed him to our school and to our Snellville community. Also, don't forget that municipal elections are on the forefront. Early voting has already started and will be ongoing every day from 9 to 5 p.m., and it will last through Friday, November 3rd. You will also be able to vote on Saturday, October 28th, from 9 to 5 p.m. The general election is on Tuesday, November 7th, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The location will be right here at Snellville City Hall, 2342 Oak Road, Snellville, 30078, and as always, your vote matters. Also, I would like to personally invite each of you, and for those who are at home, I want to invite you to our Snellville Small Business Symposium, sponsored by the family Gwinnett and myself. This will take place right here at Snellville City Hall, again located at 2342 Oak Road, Snellville, Georgia, 30078. This event will take place on Friday, October 27th from 6 to 8 p.m. You will be able to gain an understanding of key resources available to small businesses. So come out and network with us. On this note, I want to thank you for coming out tonight. Get home safe, and as always, stay blessed. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Mr. Stein. Now we will hear comments from Ms. Linsky.
Hi, good evening. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to Experience Snellville and especially to Kelly McAloon for an outstanding fall festival last Saturday. I don't remember a time in at least the last 8 years or so when it was so well attended. We were blessed with perfect weather as well. The Eagles tribute band was fantastic. So I think the crowd had an awesome time. Also, think about next week is Halloween already on Tuesday, and our Snellville Police Department does a very special outreach on Halloween. All of the officers are in the neighborhoods giving out candy. So consider, please, to donate a huge bag of candy to the Snellville Police Department to help our officers to do this outreach. It's a really important element of being out on the 31st and having a safe Halloween. The Battle of Snellville annual football game, Brookwood High School at South Gwinnett High School this year. The Mayor's Trophy, can't tease Barbara about that yet. The Mayor's Trophy will be awarded, I hope, this year to South Gwinnett, 7:30, and it is at South Gwinnett High School on November 3rd. And I guess the last thing that I wanted to talk about tonight, of course, is very important member of City Council, Dave Emanuel. This is his last full meeting tonight. He'll be with us at the next meeting for a little time period, but it just won't be exactly the same. And Dave has meant so much to me as a member of City Council, and I met him back in 2013. Really did not get to know him until 2015, and I started campaigning with him. We were running for election, my first election and his re-election, and he was an incredible mentor to me for the first few years and had really helped me to grow into this position, to gain my confidence, to figure out what it was that we should bring to the table, how to legislate, how to work with others, building a consensus, and just learning the ropes. Never being impatient with any of my questions. I greatly appreciate his strength, his grace, his ability to beat a dead horse, I think is an important quality as well. His response to adversity, just amazing individual. If I have one wish other than incredible peace, happiness, and you already have success, if you could just at some point in your life or beyond be able to see the effects that you have had on this city and of all the people that you have touched. I don't think you truly realize what you have meant to this council and this city and this community for the last 12 years. I thank you, and we are going to miss you.
Wow. Ms. Schulz, would you like to make comment after that?
Well, that's pretty hard to follow. I have some notes on my own page here about Dave that I was going to share. I don't know that they'll be as eloquent as Christy just was, but Dave has also served as a wonderful, wonderful friend and resource to me. It is not easy as a first-time council person, your first term in office. It's not easy to learn the ropes and learn everything you have to do and when you should say things and how you should say them, and not to get numbers mixed up when you're making a motion. I've done all those things, and and he just sometimes nudges me and says, you know, gives me the correct number to say or whatever. I've called him so many times, I can't recall. I couldn't possibly recall. If I have a question about a zoning, a question about some issue that's coming up, I always know Dave is there. He'll spend however much time I need, and he'll talk to me, and he'll help me understand things that maybe I need somebody to help me understand. I also want to recognize him for his project, Give Hunger the Boot, which benefits the Southeast Gwinnett Co-op. He and Kathy began that project, and he has been a cheerleader for that project for, I don't know, several years now. I'm not sure how many, but he 12? Oh, my goodness. I'm sure he's the reason for so many donations to give Hunger the Boot. And we're all very grateful that he has led that effort here in Snellville. In addition to his 12 years on the council, and I might add that he must leave us because our charter does not allow him to serve another term, unfortunately. But he also served on the Planning Commission prior to that. I want to thank him for his support always of the Snellville Farmers Market, of the community garden. He's been a great cheerleader for us. And I also want to thank Kathy. She has done our Snellville Farmers Market newsletter for a few years now. It comes out faithfully on Thursdays before every market, and she gets the information and lists every vendor that we're expecting at the market. She also did our community garden website, and she updates that for us whenever we need to. And she's also served as a stat board member for the last, I'm not sure how many years, but a few. And so they have been a wonderful team, and Snellville is very lucky to have had both of them, and we're very, very grateful. So thank you to both of you.
All right, Mr. Emanuel, this is your turn.
I lost my horse, so I can't beat him anymore. I want to thank both Christy and Gretchen. It's been easy working with such great people. Christy has done an outstanding job with the Youth Commission. Gretchen's done an outstanding job living with with the Farmers Market and the Community Garden. And it's been my privilege and my honor to serve the citizens of Snellville for the past 12 years. Give Hunger the Boot was an idea we came up with early on because each one of us during that election time decided we would develop a project that would serve the whole community. Bobby Howard brought out the cop cab, and I did Give Hunger the Boot, and I believe Barbara did a economic development entrepreneurs situation council. So it's been a group effort, and that's what always makes these things work, is everybody working together. And I'm just glad to have had the council I've had the past 8 years, because we've all focused on what's best for Snellville. We've all worked together and all built a consensus, and I think you can see the results of that. The Grove wouldn't be here without my fellow council members. We all worked for it, we all contributed to it, we all discussed it, and I think the product shows the intense development effort we all put in. And I think it's been and will continue to be transformational. We used to always hear about Swanee, 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 and now we go to municipal meetings and we hear about Snellville, Snellville, Snellville. Other cities are paying attention. People in other cities have noticed how many great strides we've made, and I'm just proud to have been a part of that. In that regard, with Halloween coming up, be careful. When you're out driving, kids run out in front of you when they're out trick-or-treating, so be especially careful when you're driving. And also, don't forget the bin outside, because some of these kids won't have much on Thanksgiving, and they'd be happy to have food, let alone candy. The bin is always there, and there's a donation box on the front desk. So if you run out of food, you can always donate money. And thank you for all your help you've given me over the years.
Well, now it's time for the Mayor Pro Tem's report. And I was going to roast Mr. Emanuel, but I won't. I will just say that he has been a godsend to the city. It's important to have competent, calm, yeah, sometimes he's calm, leadership that puts the city and the needs of its citizens first. And that is David Emanuel. I did break one of our rules tonight. I had my cell phone out during the meeting, which isn't allowed, but the mayor wanted y'all to know that she's feeling fine. It was just her seeing me as she was walking into City Hall that evidently gave her a little bout of illness and made her turn around and go back home. But rest assured, she's fine. She's texted me that she's doing well. I and Ms. Linsky had the honor of representing the city of Snellville a couple of Thursdays ago for the Georgia Municipal Association District 3 meeting, where we went down to right adjacent to the state capitol and met with fellow civic leaders to talk about the upcoming legislative docket for the state of Georgia and where we need to focus our attention as far as making sure that the legislature understands the needs of the cities and its citizens. The cities make up a great majority of the population, and sometimes the legislature needs to be reminded of that. I also, this last Thursday and Friday, had the honor of going to the Gwinnett Chambers Partnership Gwinnett Learning Peer Redevelopment Tour, that's the actual name of it, with our very own Deborah Jones. We went up and toured the city of Chattanooga and looked at development that they have been doing to transform their city. Heard from a lot of really amazing leaders up there who have set some amazing goals and obtained every one of them. And the transformation of some of the most rundown areas of their city has been remarkable. And one of the things we learned was we can provide affordable housing. All you have to do is stop policing a neighborhood, stop picking up trash in a neighborhood, and stop doing code enforcement in a neighborhood, and surprisingly, it becomes affordable. So we saw the results of some of the worst management also. And luckily they have changed their direction. They no longer do that. But we were able to see how quickly someone can cure that by having dedicated, responsible leadership that puts their mind to the right things. And I know it was transformational for me, and I hope Deborah got as much out of it. So thank you for indulging me. We will now go to public comment, and we will, do I need to read the thing? Yeah, everybody gets up to 5 minutes. Don't feel you have to use all 5 minutes. I'm talking to you, Warren. When you come forward, please give us your name and address, the address at which you reside. If you do not wish to do that in public, if you would write it on the sheet that is provided on the dais. And first on the list tonight, we have Norman Carter.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, members of City Council. My name is Norman A. Carter Jr. My address is 2777 Nathaniel Way in Grayson, Georgia. This is neither a post office box nor a post office. Council and public, each City Council session begins with an invocation. That invocation asks God's presence and guidance in these proceedings. I will quote from Galatians 6:7. From the Tree of Life translation of the New Testament. God is not mocked, for whatever a man sows, that he shall also reap. End quote. It is obvious that this directive is mere folly to many who enter this room. This is not only sacrilege, it's an abomination. No, none of us are perfect, but when imperfection is your resting place, you waste the time of this council and the public it serves. I have an intolerance for people in positions of public trust who use lies and deception in furtherance of ignoble goals. You need to beware of truth tellers who cannot be silenced by lies or poorly edited YouTube posts. In the past year, we have had non-residents lambaste this council and this city with supercilious protestations that are devoid of facts. These fallacies emanate from insidious people who have no vested interest in this community other than to divide, destroy, and disrupt. Whether calling our mayor and council racist or our police department corrupt, they persist in a campaign of character and community degradation without a scintilla of evidence. Due to choices I made in my life, I cannot afford to live in West Palm Beach. I can't afford to live in my present home, ergo that is why I reside there. When one speaks of affordable housing, of what do they speak? Are they aware of the large number of government-subsidized rentals in this area? Have they investigated the cost of building a home? Home builders work for money. They don't work for charity. Yes, there are private foundations which build and donate homes to people plagued with severe economic hardships. Yet, anyone who states they live in Atlanta but drives through Atlanta, Eastlake, Decatur, Stone Mountain, Lilburn, and arrive at a city council meeting in Snellville City Hall is neither suffering from severe economic hardship nor are they a candidate for government-subsidized affordable housing. And admitted Snellville non-residents accused the Snellville Police Department of writing bogus traffic violations and doing this in a racially inequitable manner. This person alleged that Snellville PD is ticketing people for driving 65 miles per hour on a congested scenic highway. Correct, it is difficult many times to drive at 45 mile an hour speed limit when you are north of Henry Clower Boulevard. But spend 10 minutes south of Henry Clower and watch traffic speed by. There are enough legitimate speeders on our highways that our police officers don't have to make up violations. By the way, try discerning someone's race while you're peering through a radar gun. It does not happen. I have lived in Snellville for over 20 years. Part of my family lived here. Some of my former co-workers live here. I have not heard of one complaint about racially inequitable treatment meted out by the Snellville Police Department. I have heard that you need to obey the speed limit. Why haven't your friends come to city council or the district attorney with these allegations? Tell your friends to obey the traffic laws. Some of you feel it is fair and politically expedient to spread malicious gossip. Why are you so comfortable with lies and hurting people? Do not brag about your church affiliation, your pseudo-community service credentials, and you're dedicated to public safety when your actions show you do not respect your faith, you care more about self than the community, and you have a Machiavellian strategy of creating enemies where there are none. As usual, no facts arise from their cesspool of innuendo and lies. I urge you, Snellville, to see them for who they are, and when they speak these lies, consider the source and keep moving Snellville forward together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Next on our list, we have the esteemed Warren Ault.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. My name is Warren Auld. I reside at 2814 Williams Place in Snellville. If I may take just a point of quick privilege, and that is to also congratulate Dave Emanuel. We served together on the Evermore CID board for a number of years, and you'd be congratulated for making it 12 years on the council. Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, I'm here representing Nico Patel of Nico's Fine Spirits #1 1945 Forest Road, and Justin Shaw, Nico's Fine Spirits, number 2, 2752 West Main Street, recent applicants for the alcohol license and lottery in Snellville. We're here tonight, representing those two individuals, their companies, requesting that the city of Snellville tonight hold the lottery as previously advertised. If in the alternative, if not, to also for the city council tonight to designate the next council meeting, the earliest opportunity to hold the lottery at that time, or in fact to instruct and direct the city manager to do so. As the council is aware, both individuals and their companies have a right to participate in the lottery. One was selected by the city manager, the other was denied, but the city council voted to allow them in. The lottery was initially scheduled for September 25th, but by letter dated September 20th, 2023, this date was rescheduled to tonight. Apparently there was an email that went out on October 18th delaying that, and it was stated until further notice. And apparently there's also something that showed up on the Facebook of Snellville that said that the lottery is postponed indefinitely. Now that's not acceptable. Under section 649 of the Snellville ordinance, which anticipates a lottery, in reading that, it must be understood as part of a statutory construction that any lottery to be appointed has to be within a reasonable time. If it is not within a reasonable time, then the statute and ordinance becomes a nullity. There is no time. It can be held at any time. So you must read into that it has to be done at a reasonable time. At this point, we're more than 6 weeks past the September 11th hearing when it was determined that who would be in the lottery. Continuing it indefinitely goes to violate my client's rights, their property interest. They do have a property interest once selected for the lottery. There was vested a property interest that they hold. There is also an equitable property interest that exists just by making the application. But by failure to hold a lottery, what is happening, the city of Snellville is in fact interfering with that property interest. As the city of Snellville will know by seeing the applications that both of these locations the applications operate by way of a contingency contract for the property. As this lottery is withheld and held for a indefinite time in the future, there is not only a likelihood, but a very high probability that they could lose their right to that property, in which case they would lose their property interest and in fact be damaged by the unwillingness of the Snellville city to hold a lottery. Now I understand there has been a action that's been filed that may be interpreted to be a supersedious. There has been no injunction filed to stop the lottery, but the supersedious only applies to the individual who filed that appeal to Superior Court, not to my clients. My clients are not, their rights have not been superseded. We are not back in the same situation with them. They have a right to go forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Pro Tem, it is my request on the record to make sure that the City Council knows that we are here tonight to participate in that lottery, and if not, to have this lottery at the next available time. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Auld. It's good to see you again.
And yourself.
The next individual who signed up on the list is Sandy Stanley. If you'd come forward, and I already said your name.
I'm Sandy Stanley, 2285 Eastgate Drive. After all this heaviness, Dave, I just wanted as a private citizen to thank you. I love Hunger, give Hunger the boot, and all the other things you've done for the city, so thank you. Also, Dale and I took an opportunity to go look at the library and walk through the Grove. And, we watched the last work session and saw about the signage and all. I cannot tell you how impressed we were by the library, the openness, the brightness, the books. It was just wonderful, and what a beautiful spot the Grove is. I've lived here 45 years, and I'm thrilled to still be living here love all the diversity, love all the activities, and this Grove just makes it a better place to live. And I just wanted to say something positive. Thanks.
Thank you very much. That's the end of the people who've signed up for speaking, but this being an open public hearing, anyone who would care to can come forward and voice their opinion for up to 5 minutes on a single topic.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. Mike Sabag, 1600 Summit View Way. Real simple, echo some of the sentiments that we heard about the Grove. David, man, you know, I mean, you've been like an institution here, and glad that you're, I heard through the grapevines that you have found a nice place and settled down. I'm following right behind your footsteps. I think you may be next, but you know what? I'll be right behind you because I may not be in the city of Snellville any longer. I'm trying to find a different way to live the remaining of my life, especially, you know, having dealt with a few medical issues. So it's time to settle. So I wanted to say thank you again for the structure, the infrastructure that's happening. A lot of work goes behind it. My hat's off to you. I have a question for the city manager about the corner of Crest View and 78. The neighborhoods kind of got together, want to find out, are they digging for gold? If so, we're lining up because that may be the thing for today, but wanted to know what's happening with that one. As far as the Grove is concerned, I took my grandson, just so you know, with me and walked around, and we went to that McDonald's order sign there, that display, and we couldn't get any McDonald's coming out of the thing, but that's kind of cool though. It's pretty good, great innovation, fantastic time. Let me know about the blast when you get a chance.
I've got you on my call.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. We all have a good night.
Mike, just for your reference, I've been in contact with the Fire and Safety Division, and they're going to come out and do some investigating about the blasting.
That would be kind of fantastic. If there's a way that we can get that information out. I know we have a Facebook that's out and about. Not sure who gets to it, but that's like a community thing. However, they see me on the corner, they think that I'm still involved in leading the country into whatever. But if you do find out, let me know, and I'll let everybody else know. Thanks.
Thank you, Mike. Is there anyone else?
Kurt Schultz, what is it, Dave? 2027 Tanglewood Drive. I just want to thank Dave and Kathy so much for everything they've done for the city, the citizens. It's been a wonderful run with you guys in the city. We're going to miss you tremendously. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schultz. Is there anyone else?
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, Council. Bobby Howard, 2240 Pinehurst Road, Snellville, Georgia. Dave Emanuel. We started our ride together in 2011, buddy. And man, it was, I just don't know what we didn't know. And we knew it, but I do. You and Kathy have certainly impacted our city, and I want to certainly thank you for that. Kathy, also you know I love you to death. Dave and I spent a lot of time together. Dave, I could always pick up the phone and call, and he'll never know just how much that means, and still today. But we started a ride a long time ago, and you stuck it out 6 more years than I did. God bless you. But the work you've done will be forever remembered in this city. You know, I can't even begin to make words that are better than what your group here said tonight. But buddy, I love you. I love Kathy. I thank you for everything you always did. Okay, good night.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. That being said, is there anyone else who would like to come up and sing the praises of the esteemed David Emanuel or speak on any other topic? Seeing no one, I will close the public comment portion of our meeting and entertain a motion. I was just checking to make sure the city attorney wasn't like telling me we had to do something else. Entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Having a motion and a second, all in favor, please raise a hand. That's 5 in favor. That means we're done here tonight. Thank you, everyone, for coming out.